This is part 2 of finishing a seam with the zigzag stitch. In the first part I used canvas, which is relatively easy to use. Some asked about how to use material like this, that is pretty thin. It can be delicate, and in this case it's also slippery. It's much harder to zigzag a material like this. What happens is if you start, as instructed before, a ½ inch from the edge, so if this is the edge, I instructed to start about a ½ inch, go in reverse, and then continue forward. But if you do that with thin material like this, what can happen is the needle can push it down and create a sort of knot. In other words, the machine can eat the edge of the material. So there's a trick when you have material like this, and that's basically to start somewhere in the middle, like this. You will find that it's easier to sew to the edge than it is to start at the edge. You still will go backward about a ½ inch and reverse to secure the ends. You'll find that when I get to the end, I do not go a ½ inch, I just go a few stitches. If you go the full ½ inch, you might again have the material get shoved down and the machine will eat it. Note that I am holding the material tight. I have my index finger here and my thumb here, and I'm holding it so the machine cannot eat it. I still go a ½ inch back. I still hold it. I'm just going to reverse a few stitches. I don't want to push my luck. Now you turn it around. You can overlap a little bit and you got to sew the other side. You'll still go backward about a ½ inch to secure the threads because you can. And note that I'm still holding it with 2 fingers. You can use fingers from one hand, you can use fingers from both hands, whatever works for you. Note I go back about a ½ inch again. And then I will continue, and I will finish the edge with just a few back stitches, not very many. Cut the threads. You will notice that the stitching, it's not as clean as with canvas, but that's okay. The whole purpose of doing a zigzag stitch is to finish the edge so that it's strong. So I can pull on this really hard and it will not unravel. If I were to pull on these edges, I could get them to unravel. Another thing is the zigzag stitch is not intended to be shown. This is always on the other side of the garment or the gear, and so it's okay that it doesn't have a real clean finish. It still accomplishes the purpose of securing the edge.